am totally astonished that I have what I believe is the complete set for this Batman Beyond figure from several years ago, quite a few years ago, because all of the pieces and parts that you're looking at right now came from far and wide to be reunited for this episode. These accessories for the figure were in a different box than the figure was, because I think over the years that I've been collecting this stuff, I just throw everything into boxes, and whose parts are whose kind of gets lost over the years. And so I don't think I realized that these parts went with this Batman Beyond figure. But I went poking around online, did some research, found out what all came with him. And I found these just now. Oh my gosh, a successful foray into my storage boxes. Actually turned them up, so I'm really surprised. But probably the most surprising thing is this right here, because this really should have been lost. And the reason I'm doing an episode on this figure right now is recently my brother was cleaning out something at the old house where we both used to live long ago, and found a couple boxes for action figures. The other box I featured in last month's episode of Terrific Non-TV Toys, and that was the Superman Blue figure released by Hasbro back in 1999. Now we turn to another Hasbro figure released about the same time, although I'm going to check it. I think it's going to be on the back here. 1999. Okay, it does say 1999 there by Hasbro. Kind of the same set, but not really. There were some differences. But this is the Batman Beyond figure that I bought off the store shelves at the same time in 1999 because I loved this whole Mego-like thing that Hasbro was doing at the time. But I'm kind of digressing. This box, my brother was cleaning out stuff at the house and found these boxes and brought them over, knowing that I do these toy collectibles series, and figured maybe I'd want them after all these years. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll do episodes on those two since I actually have the boxes back. So let's take a closer look at the box that this Batman Beyond figure came in. Retractable bat rope. Lets him fly. Batman, fully posable figure. Comes with firing turbo launcher and 3 firing batarangs. Authentically styled outfit and accessories. And then on the back you have not only the copyright and verbiage, but also a repeat of the features and a little bit of an explanation about this character. Now, if you're not familiar with Batman Beyond, it was an animated series that aired around this same time, 1999, later 1990s, and it was an outgrowth of what they call the Timverse. The Bruce Timm and Company designed Warner Brothers animated series that began with Batman the Animated Series in 1992, September 1992. And so that series was so popular that there were a few spin-offs, if you will, including the Batman Beyond series, which is futuristic, and the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited series, the Superman series, etc. And so Batman Beyond, the premise is this is Bruce Wayne 50 years into the future of how we knew him back then in the 1990s. And the scary thing is we're kind of getting closer to that reality because 1992 was quite a long time ago. But yeah, 50 years into the future from the 1990s, Terry McGinnis is a teenager who takes on the mantle of Batman under the tutelage of Bruce Wayne. And it was a wonderful animated series. Look it up if you haven't seen it. I really liked it when it originally aired. Watched every single episode and all of that. So it's been in the comics too, but it started on television. And so there's a little bit of explanation about the character on the back. So you can see his suit, his outfit is quite a bit different from what Batman has traditionally worn. It was meant to be very forward-thinking back then in the 1990s. And there was another episode of Terrific TV Toys that had some Batman Beyond toys. Those were like kids' meal, fast food toys from back in the day. So go back and look at that episode. I think it was from 2015, featuring some Batman Beyond stuff. So this is only, I believe, the second Batman Beyond episode that you've seen on Terrific TV Toys. I love these figures, and I explained in last month's episode on the Superman Blue figure that when these were released by Hasbro, they reminded me so much of Mego figures, and I loved that because Mego had not come back yet into our pop culture to produce more figures, and we knew Mego from the 1970s and a little bit in the 1980s, and so to see this in almost the year 2000, all these kind of figures that are just a tad bigger than the Mego figures, maybe 9-inch as opposed to the 8-inch Mego figures. It was wonderful. I just went and I bought all of the ones I could find. So I have a whole big set of these figures released by Hasbro back in the day in 1999 that I'll show in future episodes. So you can see this Batman Beyond figure actually has these wings in the back, these big rubbery plastic wings, and that's part of his suit. His suit flies on the series. And then there's the added detail of this retractable thing. So you can hang him on something, I guess, or he can use that to scale buildings, city buildings at night. So there's that too as a detail. And he is really posable. I love the articulation of these, even down to the ankles. You can see his mold is black, and then it's got the fabric leotard type thing over it. But the suit is very high tech on the series. It has some other features to it that make it unique, because this is a suit that Bruce Wayne wore I guess fairly recently before he met Terry McGinnis. This was his suit that he developed to protect him because he was getting older. In this Batman Beyond series, Bruce Wayne is in his 80s. And so he's kind of got to retire from crime fighting. And so that's why we get this younger kid to come in and take over the mantle. So that's the figure itself. Very kind of spooky. And I love the stylized, the differently stylized bat for this this uniform too, because that was unique in the Batman realm, styled just for him. Okay, so there's these other things that I literally just dug out of the box. And I think what's going on here, you have 3 of these. They go in here. Kind of stick out the other side, you can see. And then you can, there's an elastic strap here, and you can have him hang on to them because he's got gripping hands. It's not articulated like in the Superman Blue figure that you saw last month. It actually was articulated there, but Batman Beyond is not quite. But he can hang on to that. I suppose he could even like slide his arm in there and kind of hang on to it like that too, however you want to do it. But it's designed so that it shoots, so you can see how it fits in there. And what you do is you take it and you kind of slide it over. Okay, yeah, it worked. It worked. Fun for little kids and maybe a big kid or two. So again, we'll demonstrate. Gonna get that villain. What were the villains? Batman Beyond, of course, 50 years in the future, had his own villains, and you saw some of them in the previous episode with the fast food toys. Ink was one, the female villain. I love her. Come on, come on. I gotta maybe push it in there further. You know, I just do this in one take, so bloopers and all. Okay. All right. So this is complete, and it's actually even complete enough to have the twisty ties and the little pieces of cardboard and everything that fit him together. That is just so cray-cray. I love it because I do have to shoot some of these episodes without complete pieces and parts. And if I'm still looking for stuff, like I've got a couple things on deck for terrific TV toys for future episodes, that there's like 1 or 2 little pieces that I haven't quite found yet in my boxes. And so I'm holding off as long as I can. And in fact, oh my gosh, it drove me crazy just now going through the boxes. I found something that I really needed a couple episodes ago. The Dukes of Hazzard calculator that I just did an episode on recently. I found the box for it. Jeez, that drives me crazy. So I try to get everything as complete as I can, measuring it against what I find in my research online as the accessories for each figure. So I'm excited that this one actually came together. So thank you for watching once again, and keep it tuned here to BRBTV for more terrific TV toys.